Well, guys, it's a disappointing end to a disappointing season.
Disappointing?
It's disappointing, trust me.
How?
Because we didn't get to show what we had
Seeing
against the Eagles.
Brock
We
Purdy
didn't.
come out and
We didn't. But we
that
didn't.
many games is
but-
disappointing.
But we didn't get to see what we had against the Eagles.
Discluding the last game of the season.
It was a great
Discluding-
regular season.
And the Cowboys. And the Seahawks.
I'll get my thoughts on it in a little bit after hearing a lot of people talk. But okay, fine then. Great regular season. Disappointing postseason. I mean, we had to get fired up. It always takes something to fire this team up. I don't get what it is to get playing. Brock Purdy says he usually has to get hit before getting fired up. Deebo Samuel took the ankle twisting to get the team fired up, which it's the playoffs, get fired up. And against the Dallas Cowboys, they didn't look fired up. And that's the coach's fault for not getting them fired up. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. Players need to take it upon themselves to get fired up. Evidently, that big old boom box you guys are using isn't working anymore to get you guys fired up. So get rid of the boom box. But yeah, trust me, there's a lot of disappointment.
Realistically, we should have won.
No, we shouldn't have. Realistically, if we should have won, we would have won.
We should have won. We should have.
It was 31-7.
Huh?
It was 31-7.
Okay.
No.
With Brock Purdy, we would have won.
Okay, but we didn't have
That's
Brock
what I'm
Purdy, did
saying.
we?
We realistically should have won that game. If we had Brock Purdy, if he didn't get injured, we would have won. And the pass that he was throwing, Ayuk was wide open. That's who we was throwing it to.
Well, blame the design
That would've been a touchdown.
blame Kyle Shanahan. Because he didn't only do this once, he did this twice, and he got both quarterbacks injured off the same play. First, it was Tyler Kroft trying to block the Eagles' defensive end on the 49ers' right side. So that's the Eagles' left defensive end. I forgot his name. He comes in. Tyler Kroft can't handle him. He's also one of the best pass rushers, along with Bosa, was on the Eagles' defensive line. Came over, boom, hit Brock Purdy just right for his tear his UCL. And if you don't know what that is, it's what pitchers usually tear when they throw a baseball during the season. Then they usually get Tommy John surgery. He as of right now, I have not heard anything whether he needs it or not. So I guess we'll stay tuned on that. If something breaks, we'll talk about it. But as of right now, that second opinion hasn't come back yet, whether he needs surgery or not. It sounds like the first opinion needs surgery. And I don't know what the hell. Adam Schefter needs to talk to baseball, guys. That is not a 6-month injury after surgery. It is usually a year. We'll be lucky if it's 6 months like Adam Schefter thinks it is. Because it's never happened to a quarterback. But guess what, Adam Schefter? It's happened to a lot of Nick Mullins. It's happened to a lot of pitchers. And guess what? Nick Mullins is out for a year.
He was?
Yes. So.
Oh, let's talk about AFC because
But he's out for a year. No, I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done with the 49ers. Out for a year. Then they tried the same play again, but this time they put Kittle in motion, brought him over for the Niners left to the right to try to block him. Guess what? Couldn't block him. Same exact play. Then Josh Johnson goes down. Concussion.
Oh.
Then who do we have left? Oh, we are going to put, I know, Brock Purdy back in, who can't throw the damn ball. So what did the Eagles do? This is shown during the game. This one's in a replay. They brought all 12 guys in. They knew it was going to be a run. The Niners weren't going to get anything. Anything. I mean, they had one deep pass was thrown by McCaffrey, and he had to throw that away. Because the Eagles were bringing the house. Because they thought the Niners were going to run. It's just poor offensive calling in Shanahan. I'm not beginning to think these quarterbacks are injury prone. RG3, CJ Beathard, okay, Nick Mullins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance,
3-1 season.
Jimmy Garoppolo again, Brock Purdy, Josh Johnson, 8 quarterbacks since 2017. It is 2023. 2017, 8 quarterbacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Jimmy Garoppolo twice. So if you wanted to get realistic, 7 quarterbacks in 6 years. Hurt for the quarter. That's a quarterback, almost a quarterback a year.
Though, but he played through it, so. Cowboys game is.
I did count last year. That's why I counted him twice. Just ridiculous. We can't. I don't think it's the quarterbacks being injury prone.
I think Tom Brady could do it. I think he could stay healthy through the whole season.
One other thing, Shanahan. You know the Eagles have the #1 pass defense in the NFL. His coaching, his play calling, is dependent on timing and to get those receivers open. You don't have that type of timing against the Eagles. It should have been short passes, quick slants, or screen passes, not those wide receiver bubble screens. I hate those. They never work. But the screen passes, traditional screen passes to the running back, to get that defensive line not rushing up so much and having to respect the short pass game. And that would probably open up the run because they couldn't even get the run going. Oh, we didn't even see Jordan Mason.
No,
Jordan
we got
Mason's
the run
a
going
bruiser.
one time. Touchdown. CMC.
Yeah, and after that, the Eagles went down the field and scored again because the defense. Kelsey, best center in the league. And what they did is Kinlaw's not a challenge. I'm sorry. They blocked Kinlaw one-on-one.
Did you see?
They double-teamed Armstead, and they made sure they had Nick Bosa go wide so they can run up that play up the middle. Because why? Because we don't have another D-end that can get up the field like Bosa.
Did you see? I don't think it's D-end. I think it's D-tackle.
Armstead. This is why they re-signed Armstead. Because he got 10 sacks that 1 year. Buckner was close with him, and so was Bosa.
You need D-tackle.
We signed the wrong guy, because guess what? I think Buckner, if I should have looked, I think had more sacks on a bad Indianapolis team, the Colts. I'm going to blame Shanahan for these quarterbacks getting injured. He doesn't take responsibility for it. Oh, that's football. If the scheme would have worked, he wouldn't have got hurt. Injuries happen. Just say, yeah, I messed up. I didn't think McGlinchey was good enough to boss, so I tried to have our third string tight end. Third string tight end
not good enough to block.
If McGlinchey isn't good enough to block him, he's bigger than Tyler Kroft. Tyler Kroft just completely whiffed. George Kittle had a hard time against him on that, what it's called later with Josh Johnson in there. It didn't work the first time, Kyle. It got really dark in here, didn't it?
Whoa.
Yeah, you see that? Holy cow.
What happened?
I don't know what happened.
Was it a TV?
No, it's the phone. It just got really dark. That was like, because I leaned forward and put it, lighting back up. But, someone didn't destroy the light thing on the ring.
Keep it for next season. What's your prediction? You think starting week 1, QB?
Oh, well, Trey Lance, I don't know who we're going to get to backup if it's, if Nick Mullen, or if, Brock Purdy needs, Tommy John surgery. Like I said, I haven't heard anything yet. But, you know what? Yeah, you're too young to remember this. The 1983 season, so
I'm too young to remember this. I wasn't even alive.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So you weren't around. For those of us that are old enough, or even watched the DVD, Complete History of the 49ers, whatever it's called, Pure Gold. In 1983, lost the NFC Championship to the Washington Redskins. Okay. On a questionable pass interference call. It wasn't against Joey Lott. And Dwight Hicks got a message for his teammates after the game. Remember the feeling. And they used that to fuel their 1984 season when they went 15-1. And they took it in the postseason too. 15-1 season. And they took it to the postseason. Had a first round bye. Killed whoever they did in the divisional round, the championship round. Those two weren't even getting. The Super Bowl wasn't even a game, and it should have been. They're going up against the 14-2 Dolphins. Dan Marino set a record for passing yards this season. He set a record for touchdown passes in a season. And in the Super Bowl, he was sacked 3 times. And he was the least sack quarterback. And he also threw the least amount of interceptions. Least amount of interceptions in the NFL that year. He got picked off twice in the Super Bowl. That's what we need. It seems like when we lose these NFC Championship games or the Super Bowl, we don't get fired up for next season. That team does not seem pissed off. Our best year, if you guys want the home refs, want that home cooking as they call it, get the first round bye. Get the first round bye, and you won't have to worry about the refs because the refs are usually for the home team. Get that first round bye.
Oh, the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs.
Like the Chiefs, yep, I won't lie. But even in the 2019 season, when I went to the Super Bowl that year, they didn't start out fast like they did that year. 8-0. They started off 8-0 that year. Then to not start off fast this year. 3-4 before we won 12 games in a row.
I wouldn't doubt if we got Tom Brady.
DeMarco Ryans is going to go to Houston because Vic Fangio is going to Miami. Now I know why Vic Fangio did not stick with Sean Payton. Before we did this video, news broke that Sean Payton is taking that Denver job. And Denver's writing up compensation right now to what they could give the Saints. Denver has the 49ers first round pick, and I think right now that is because the Dolphins lost the pick.
Drafting
so that's like a 28th or 29th round pick. The Broncos? Not that late.
I was going to say quarterback, but no, not
the Broncos. No, they brought in Sean Payton to hopefully fix Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson didn't look bad against the Chargers the last game he played. He did not look that bad. He did not look bad. He didn't throw an interception. Wait, did he?
He didn't look bad both games against the Chiefs. I don't know why they didn't see what was going on there.
He was probably the coach. I wouldn't.
Oh,
Pete Carroll coached him good. He was good with Pete Carroll. And then you
the last couple of years. You don't remember the last couple of years with the Seahawks, do you? The Seahawks that didn't make the playoffs.
Weren't they like close or something? Or
no, not even Russell Wilson's last year. And all they did was switch their quarterback, and they lost the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. That was it. And evidently that must have been enough.
Did nothing.
Evidently that must have been enough. So I don't know what the locker room was like. Evidently Russell Wilson that made that a toxic locker room or something, because they did better this year without him. But Shanahan goes up there, throws his team under the bus because he does nothing wrong. Oh, it's the quarterback's fault, or it's the tight end's fault for not blocking out. You know what? I screwed up. But no, throws the team under the bus. God, and this team doesn't get pissed off. Jimmy Garoppolo is smiling on the sidelines. There's a couple people.
Yeah, because he's not playing for this team anymore. And he knows that too. He's smiling there knowing he's going to get paid more for a starting QB job at a different place.
Maybe. Here's the cruel reality. This is like, it's like Baron Cohen said, this is Groundhog Day. Because if, we're hoping that Jimmy Garoppolo is gone, but if Brock Purdy needs Tommy John surgery, he's out for the year. So we need a backup quarterback, like at least 2 backup quarterbacks. I wouldn't be
surprised if Tom Brady went to the 49ers. And I wouldn't.
We still need another quarterback, though.
We have Tom Brady, Trey Lance.
That's not enough. We needed a third quarterback and another quarterback on the practice squad, and it went dark again. I'm tired of this. No, it's not enough. It's
because like your phone, it looks like it's getting dark because you know how you like turn it off and like it turns off after you don't touch it.
Yeah, but it usually doesn't do that for a video.
Yeah, but like.
No, we still need like at least 2 more quarterbacks.
Sign Nick Mullins.
These are the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, man, this is the sad reality. We might have to. Oh, I don't want to say this.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. No, I'm playing.
No, I don't want to say this.
Derek Carr.
No. If Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't find a starting job, and Tom Brady doesn't want to come here, I'm just saying. It's Groundhog Day, but oh my God.
I don't get why Tom Brady wouldn't want to come here. Let's just be honest.
Because the right side of the line can't protect him. Mike McGlinchey is not a good right tackle at all.
Yeah, but he sees.
I understand that we're paying lots of money to Bosa, but here's where the 49ers have to make a decision because the salary cap is going up, which is good. You know, more money. Bravo.
And we have a lot of free. Robbie Gould's coming back too. It's confirmed. He's coming back for another season. He posted on his story. He said unfinished business, and it's confirmed.
But
he's
Mike
coming back.
McGlinchey, I get rid of him. They need to move on. Don't even re-sign him.
That's what we need.
They cannot. They don't have. They need to either all those third round picks. Need to trade to get back either in their first round pick or get back in the second round because that's where your offensive tackles come from and your defensive ends.
I don't think we need a defense. I think it's a defensive tackle.
We need our defensive end. It's Brock Purdy versus the freaking offense. Pete, if we had another defensive end, we'd be fine.
Yeah, but they bring it up
because Eric Armstead, they doubled Eric Armstead, and no Jake Kinlaw ain't worth a shit. And they try to make Bosa go wide because they doubled Eric Armstead on the run. They have made Nick Bosa go wide because there's going up the middle. Armstead just gets beat off the ball, point blank period. And that other three other defensive end that we switched, the three other defensive ends, are crap too. The only thing you see them worry about is Bosa because he gets up the field, can dig tackles for losses, can sack the quarterback.
I think
Armstead is a good run stopper, but not only do we need a good run stopper, because Buckner did both. Buckner could stop the run and he can make sacks.
I think.
And then we have Kinlaw. Shit, let him go. Cut him. Cut our losses.
Yeah, he sucked.
Then we have. I don't remember the three other defensive ends' name because they can't get in the backfield. They can't make hardly tackles for losses. They barely get any sacks. Everybody on that Eagles defensive line had like 5 sacks or more.
What? Playing us?
No, just the NFL this period, which is more than anybody but Bosa. They led the league in sacks. I forget how many sacks they had. Bosa had that on his own almost, which is bad. One guy had had almost as the entire Eagles defense in sacks. That tells you where our defense is. At least the defensive line. It sucks. It sucks. We need another edge rusher, whether that you have to trade back into the draft at least in the second round, early second round, to get that. Or an offensive tackle. Or they're going to have to make a decision in free agency. Do we go out and get an offensive tackle? Or do we go out and get another pass rusher, whether it's defensive tackle or another defensive end? They're going to have to make a decision where that's going to come from.
How many years?
If you think your defensive line is good enough, because your offensive line isn't on the right side, you've got to go out and get a free agent raw. You're going to have to spend. You're going to have to spend money to even try to have another chance to get back to where they were this year, or you're not going to. That team needs to be pissed off that they lost, but they're not. They're like, oh well, we were close. We got here. No, I just told you about the '83 team. They did get close. And that wasn't good enough for them. They got pissed off because they didn't win. What they did, they went out the next year and they freaking won. The Minnesota game in '87 when Minnesota bounced them and Joe Montana got replaced with Steve Young. The '88 team went out there. They didn't dominate, but when they played Minnesota that playoff game, they couldn't wait to get Minnesota. They were hoping to get Minnesota, and they did, and they destroyed Minnesota.
Can I talk now? Man.
Go for it.
I say we keep the third round picks and try to get something out of those.
Good luck.
And
you still need to spend. You still need to spend money. You can try.
How about
you still need to spend money to get an offensive tackle or defensive end or defensive
edge
tackle.
rusher and Khalil Mack. Is he a free agent? Or did they sign him to a multi-million?
I don't know. I really don't know. But right now,
because he looked good.
Right now, I'd rather get an offensive tackle, and you're only doing that in the second round of the draft or free agency. They might get lucky and be able to draft one out of the third round or defensive tackle.
We got like the first third round pick. I'm pretty sure.
It does not matter. You need to draft early into the second round to get a decent one. It's been proven. It's fact. Mike McGlinchey is not any good.
I don't think he came out in the second round. And Kyle Shanahan is good with the late round picks.
But none of them were on the offensive line. None of them were on the defensive line. You're talking about George Kittle, Juan Jennings, Elijah Mitchell, Brock Purdy. Skill positions, basically. We need help on the right side of that line because McGlinchey could not hold his own. Banks was good. I'd still keep run skill. He wasn't that bad this year. Trent Williams, Trent Williams is 34, 35 years old.
He is?
Yep. George Kittle's 30.
George Kittle's already 30.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much longer before the Yorks realize?
2 years.
Man, this is ridiculous. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. That's not in the Super Bowl. Again. Like last year. Again. How many years is it going to take for York to realize this isn't working out? Kyle Shanahan is a great offensive coordinator. I'm not going to dispute that. But as for a head coach, he's shit. I'm sorry. I would take Sean McVay over him right now. That's the God-honest truth. I'd take Sean Payton over him right now as a head coach. I would take a lot of people right now. I would take Robert Saleh. Even though the Jets made a stupid decision by hiring Nathaniel Hackett as our offensive coordinator, I don't think that was a Robert Saleh move. I mean,
look what he did with the Jets, though.
The Chargers picked up Kellen Moore as their offensive coordinator. The Jets need a quarterback. There was nothing wrong with the offensive coordinator. Greg Roman's out there. Team needs an offensive coordinator. I'm just saying, maybe come to back to the 49ers.
Harbaugh. No, I'm playing. Didn't he say he was staying in
Harbaugh turned down Denver again. That just tells you a lot of people don't want that Denver job.
But, like, Denver, I don't think would be that bad because I think it was coach. I really do.
You know what? When Vic Fangio was there, it wasn't that bad. But this is where the Denver's gone wrong. They want to go offense. But then again, you hire John Fox, defensive guy. Vic Fangio, defensive guy. Well, they finally got smart and are trying to get an offensive guy in Sean Payton. Because they realized a defensive guy isn't going to fix Russell Wilson. And DeMarco Ryans had 2 interviews with the Texans, only one with the Broncos. He's most likely going to the Texans. That hasn't broken yet either, so maybe he's going to finish off the interviews he has with these other teams that he canceled. I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Bringing up AFC now?
It's just, man, how many more chances they got to give Kyle Shanahan? When's Kyle Shanahan finally got to take responsibility for his own play calling? Good offense, great offensive coordinator, bad head coach. I think that showed. He couldn't get this team up to play. He should have challenged that 4th down and 3.
I don't know. Our defense was out to play.
I think there was 2 calls in that game that changed the complexion of that game. 1 or 2 maybe. I'm gonna have to go through them. That 4th down and 3. When the receiver's going like this to get the offense to hurry up, and it's not the quarterback, because that receiver knows he did not catch the ball. He didn't catch the ball. Kyle Shanahan said, well, I thought about throwing the challenge flag, but I looked at the one angle he had decided not to. Then burn a timeout. Let them get multiple looks of it, Kyle, because they had him. Like, well, we didn't see him ourselves until then. That's because the Eagles are running up the offensive line to get a playoff. That's how come they couldn't show us that many angles until later. That's a dead giveaway to throw the red flag when the offensive receiver is doing this to get his team, or was it this? Whatever it was, to get his team.
This.
Was it? That's a French thing. Well, if you went like this, that's a French thing. But it's this. But that is a dead giveaway when the receiver is doing that. It's not the quarterback. Because evidently that's they have something universal. Evidently that means get to the line, snap the ball. When it's not the receiver. Because he knew he didn't catch that ball. He's like, okay, the refs are going to give it to me. That's fine. I know they didn't catch it. Hurry up, guys. Let's go. Let's not give them a chance to challenge it. Right there, the red flag should have been fine. Tyler Kroft. That's another one. That changed the complexion of the game. Because he couldn't block. And it took Brock Purdy out. Because, let's face it, Josh Johnson, 14 years in the league. And he's played, like, for that many teams. That's like half the teams in the league.
Like 13, wasn't it?
I mean, we could have brought in Cam Newton to learn the offense in 7 weeks. Oh, I'm dead serious. He's tough to bring down.
I know, but he sucks. Ever since he got that injury, he sucked. He was so good.
Almost took the Patriots to the playoffs the 1 year he was there.
I don't know.
I think Kyle could have fixed him. Yeah, he could have. Yeah, but he could have definitely. He's a better option than Josh Johnson.
True, that is. Well, where is Cam Newton even?
Who knows? It's the way he dresses is goofy as hell.
His hair is also pretty goofy.
Yeah, I'm sure the
Sometimes.
49ers would have changed that culture in him and everything. Oh no. But if you need gimmicks to get yourself up,
Steve Young tweeted, "I'm in the parking lot if you need me."
He probably was. He was at the fucking game. Oh, it is horrible. Yeah, we could have found a quarterback in the stands that went to college. All right.
Just bring some random dude.
Just bring some random dude
See
down.
if he can throw the ball, like a little 5-yard pass.
But even Nick Mullins didn't want to go in there. George Kittle's trying to get him pumped up, and Brock Purdy, and he's smiling too. I mean, he's like, because he said, "Okay, guys, I can't throw the ball. Let's go out there and try to have some fun." When you're getting killed, because that's all he could basically say. Because we didn't try to even use Juszczyk, because Juszczyk's supposed to be the emergency quarterback. Because he played quarterback in high school. I'm not sure about college. But evidently he played some quarterback somewhere along his life, and it must have been high school or something. We'd even try to use Juszczyk to see what he had. I mean, it's just wake up, 49ers. Wake up, Kyle Shanahan. If this team does not come out next year pissed off, lose the NFC Championship game, because all I hear is, "Oh well, we're close."
I'm pretty sure we have one of the hardest schedules too. I don't know.
Well, we have the NFC.
East?
Well, they're calling it Beast. Let's face it. Philadelphia, outside of Dallas and New York, only played one playoff team. One playoff team the whole entire season. That was Minnesota. That was Minnesota. They had one of the easiest schedules besides Dallas and the New York Giants. But no, then we have the AFC South. So we'll figure out how good the NFC East this year is when we play everybody. We played the Eagles, we played the Cowboys, both in the playoffs. The only team we played in the regular season was the Commanders. We did not play the Giants, but we'll be playing them next year. But then the AFC South, the only team we really have to worry about there is Jacksonville, unless Tennessee gets a wide receiver. Because Tannehill, believe it or not,
he made the playoffs. He made an AFC Championship game.
Tannehill, no, just let me finish. Tannehill is the Titans' Jimmy Garoppolo. When he's in there, he just, for whatever reason, he's not that good, but he wins games. He wins you games. Just can't get over the hump.
You know what? We need Matty Ice on our team.
Oh my God. Yeah. Maybe 5 years ago. Maybe even 2 years ago.
You wouldn't take Matt Ryan now? Over
Josh Johnson, I probably would. Oh my God. I think he might be Johnson. I take Nick Foles over Josh Johnson right now, but he's with somebody else. He's with the Colts.
Oh yeah. I remember losing to the Colts.
Yeah, so teams that have head coaches now are Frank Reich signed with the Panthers, which is funny because he was their first ever quarterback. It looks like Sean Payton's going to Denver. So there's still lots of openings out there. Looks like DeMarco Ryans is going to the Texans, but oh my God. Hopefully this team gets pissed off. But they're not. They're lackadaisical. They're like their head coach. The only kind of fire we saw in them was that fight. That's undisciplined. Where do you get that from? You get that from coaching. You get that lackadaisical stuff from coaching. It's like we make great second half time adjustments, but in 2019 we didn't need to. We came out with that fire and went out there and got after that. That's the only time. This year, we're just like sleepwalking through the first half. We never played a complete 60-minute game except for the Buccaneers. We lost that game in the first half. Right after that Josh Johnson fumble, before that concussion, game was over. I mean, take the fucking glove off your hand. Brock Purdy didn't have a glove on his hand, or gloves. Who does he think he is, Michael Jackson? Not only did he lose it, but he also lost it twice on the ground because he couldn't corral it with a glove. Take it off your damn hand. Just, the play calling and it is ferocious again. But then once you get down to where you can't just, where you have to throw the ball, or run the ball, I mean, the game was over right there and then. They brought all 12 guys in. We didn't try to throw it with, we did with McCaffrey. It looked like Debo was trying to, but they just brought too much pressure because they knew you were going to run. You know what? I'd rather Washington beat them with a run, but Washington, I think, lined up, but they also had a quarterback that could throw. But I think they actually did run some Wildcat out of that. The Wildcat gives you an extra blocker. You can run from it. You can pass from it. Put Juszczyk out there in the Wildcat. That gives you the one extra blocker you need. They didn't even try that. Coach Shanahan said, well, we can sustain, I thought about doing that, but we couldn't sustain a drive long enough. Then do it the next time you have the ball. What's so hard to figure about this, Kyle? Shanahan is good. Kyle is Kyle. Shanahan is a good offensive coordinator. Kyle Shanahan is a bad head coach. And I don't care what you guys can kill me for that. Whatever. I don't care. You can say, Josh, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. Fine. I'll take the criticism. I don't care. I mean, this team should at least have a couple Super Bowl wins. What we have to show for it? 3 NFC Championship appearances and 1 Super Bowl appearance. The year that we went to the Super Bowl, guess what? We had home field advantage. Oh, go figure how good home field advantage is. Some people are like, oh, I don't want the #1 seed, man. No, because we don't need time off. Yeah, you kind of do for those injured players. You're not going to lose momentum. You have the #1 seed. You're going to get the refs calls, unlike this last game. The refs, guys, it wasn't even close enough for the refs to decide this. Regardless of what you think, it wasn't close enough for the refs to decide this game at all. If we lost by like a touchdown, we lost by 3 or 4 points, yeah, then you can blame the refs like you could with the Chiefs. The Chiefs got an extra freaking 3rd down. But no, whatever. Kyle's just, hold on. That's who he is. And Andy Reid was the same way. 5 straight NFC Championship game appearances with the Eagles. He didn't become a great head coach until he left Philadelphia. They had to break that off after 15 years. He even went to a Super Bowl. Kind of like Shanahan. Hopefully it doesn't take the Niners 15 years for them to realize that. And it worked out for both parties. It worked out for the Eagles because they have 2 Super Bowl appearances now. It worked out for the Chiefs because this is going to be their 3rd Super Bowl appearance. I mean, the Niners can learn something from that, but they're not. And I think the Chiefs are better. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl, and we'll maybe talk about that tomorrow. But it's just, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to get done. That team needs to come out with fire in their eye next year. They need to be more passionate. Get rid of that fucking boombox. Don't concentrate what song you're going to come out to. Just go out there and fucking play. Please. Show us something. Show us that fire in that belly like the 84 team had. The 88 team had a players' own meeting, and it wasn't a rah-rah meeting. It was a pissed off, we're going to get fired up, I have your back, let's go out there and get this done type of meeting. And it worked. They went on to win the Super Bowl. I mean, the Niners don't have that. They have a head coach who throws, offensive linemen under the bus because it's not him. It's not the designed play call at all. It's the players not executing. Instead of, you know what, I messed up. I should have called that play. And then I thought maybe with George Kittle and my own work because Kittle's a bigger guy. No, just completely throws. He didn't block well enough. I would run it again. He did twice that game. The second time, he put Kittle in motion to go that side of the line. He didn't do that with Croft. Josh Johnson gets a concussion. It's just, Kyle will not take accountability. He'll deflect blame. And it rubs off on the team to deflect blame somewhere else. Sometimes. Did anybody think that Brock Purdy is a wimp? Screw you guys. Go find another sport. He tore his UCL. He thinks it's just a sprain. He went to go get a second opinion. Still nothing on that. He couldn't throw the ball. Yeah, he went back out there, but he couldn't throw the ball. I don't know what excuse me, I don't know what he was doing with clothes on. He needed to have, I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm getting hiccups. He needed to be in street clothes. It was done for right there on me. Because of the hiccups, I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. You guys have a good day. You can leave what you thought went wrong in the comment section below. But yeah. Before I go, because I've got a little amped up there, got myself a little pissed off. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If first time here, you like what you saw, subscribe. That was my son trying to give the thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it slower.
That's so you can see. Your hand needs to be like right there. If you're on, there you go. Subscribe. And yeah, hit the notification bell, select all, that way YouTube lets you know when I drop a new video. And that's it. Let's go Niners. Let's see what happens in the Super Bowl.
Niners. Bow, 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 bow.
Woo!